So go back then, before you like got into Course Careers or you found Course Careers, what was your education background and career situation like?
So I'm actually a college dropout. When I was going
Oh,
through like high school, I was quote unquote, I really was into like my studies and stuff. But when I got to college, I just kind of burnt out and I started working while going to school. And unfortunately, I had some great scholarships, but I had failed a class and I lost my scholarships. And then next thing you know, I have like one more semester left in college. I have no more. I'm taking out student loans, and I was like, oh, I can't do this for bachelor's. And then if I wanted to go further, so fast forward, did sales. It wasn't for me. I definitely think sales is for some people, but I tried my hand out at that. Actually, solar door to door, and
okay.
tried some other sales, and found out it wasn't for me. Great money, but I wanted something a little bit different. COVID hit, and the only job that I could get was like a FedEx driver. So I ended up becoming a FedEx driver for being like 4 years, and it was paying the bills barely. And actually, I was still living at home with my mom, and that's the only way I was honestly able to like survive. I definitely wasn't
Mm-hmm.
making enough money to live on my own, and so ended up getting injured. And when I got injured, I actually got injured 2 times, dislocated my shoulder, fell off the truck. It was terrible. And the doctor like told me there's no going back to FedEx. You cannot do that job anymore. Like if you fall again, it's gonna be bad for your whole life. Like you're just I
Mm.
had to get surgery. And so I couldn't go back to sales because I knew I didn't like that. I knew that wasn't for me. I couldn't go back to college because I wasn't taking student loans. I took just like I think 2,000, paid those off. I wasn't taking any more out. So, I was really in a bad spot, and my best friend actually was getting into we're both around the same age around this time. I'm like 25, like 25 and a half. And we both play video games. We're into technology. He's like, dude, I have the blueprint for you. You literally just need to take this one course and you're gonna get a job. And then he was telling me about other things,
Oh,
CompTIA, all this other stuff. He was telling me all these things, but then he would always say, "But there's this one thing. You don't even have to do the other things. Just do this one thing, and that will really." And I was like, "Okay, dude, I need the cheat code. I don't need the
yeah.
long stuff. I just want to do the one thing." So I watched his YouTube video. The guy actually that made this course, the instructor, interviewed my friend Josh Madakor on his
Yeah.
YouTube page. It had like 15K, 15,000 views. I was like, okay, like this is something. So I watched it, and my best friend, he got a $60,000 entry level job, which was crazy. And it was doing IT at a bank. I was like, dude, like he was telling me his paychecks, and like I was like, it was blowing my mind. So I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm locking in. And I started doing the course, and anytime I had a question, I just text in the Discord, and literally I was applying for jobs before I finished the course and getting interest. And so the course took me 2.5 weeks. I was on workers comp, and then 2 weeks after I finished, I got an offer. So it was crazy.
Man, yeah, that right there that's amazing, man. And I mean, to be honest, I heard a few things in there, but one of the biggest things I heard, a lot of times people they're kind of scared to take that chance on themselves, especially maybe when someone else says it, right? But
Yes.
what I heard from you, bro, is like, hey, I'm gonna try it. He said, hey, I'm gonna be good at this. Let me go for it. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes people,
100%.
they can see more in you than we see in ourselves or something different. And if we're willing to take that chance, some other stuff can be in store for us. So that's awesome that you did that and was able to get that done. Yeah, man. And so I mean, I heard some of them, right? You getting hurt on the
Yeah.
job. I'm sure it was hot, but like, what was some of your biggest frustrations or challenges that you had with FedEx?
Oh man, I could go all day, but really, I had no PTO. I had no benefits.
Ah,
I had um no. I had to work on the weekends. I had to work on holidays. It was super duper hot, and the only time I could get off is when the whole truck was done. So some days I would get to work at 8, and I'd have the truck back to the terminal by 8. That's 12 hours, and doing that every day, it just breaks you down. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel because even getting, I was doing FedEx through a contractor. That's how most FedEx packages get delivered, is actually through a contractor. And the contractor just getting $5 a day pay raise, I'm talking about, was like pulling teeth. So going from maybe
Mm.
$135 a day to $140 a day, it was he was like, "Oh, you want that? Okay, bet. Take 50 more packages, take 30 more stops, take another
Wow.
hour, 2 hours on your day." So it really wasn't sustainable. And at the same time, like, I had no skill and I knew it. I knew that they could just hire somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of lagging a little bit, but is it good on your end?
Yeah, you should be good.
Okay. But yeah, I knew that they could hire somebody else. A lot of these people that I worked with, they didn't speak any English, and no hate on anybody that comes in and is trying to find a path, but I just knew that I felt like expendable and I didn't want
Yeah.
to feel like that. I wanted to feel like I had a skill, I had some autonomy in my own life. Yeah, so that's every day going to work was
Yeah, that nervousness of like, man, they could leave me today and the job posting would be up today and they would
100%.
have somebody else in the spot same night.
100.
Yeah, I feel
And
you on
then
that, man.
and then not thinking I could get anything that paid better than that. Like, in
Yeah.
my eyes, it was like, where can I go? I don't have a skill. It's not like I have, like, all I've been doing is driving these trucks. So the only thing I can maybe do is do a delivery driver. I'm not trying to be a delivery driver for my whole life. So, it was that too,
Kind of hinted on it a little earlier with your friend. He's the one who kind of attracted you to IT and that space, right? After he said, like, hey, this is where you need to go, this is what you need to do. What were some of your main concerns or doubts before you started the program?
First thing that I was concerned about was just I didn't want to spend my money on anything that was going to just be another, like, money grab. I know a lot of people, excuse me, not a lot of people, there is a lot of courses that are out there that are just filler and information that you can find out by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just kind of presenting you, especially in IT, like, the theory of everything. Like, how does this work in a diagram? But it never really gives you anything hands on, gives you anything that you can actually build experience and put on your resume. So my main thing was, I don't want to spend my money in anything that I'm just gonna take it and then keep spending my money on more things that I need. Like, I really wanted to find that end all be all, at least for the beginning, something that I can really get my foot in the door with. Also, I just wasn't sure how long it was gonna take. I wasn't sure, like, if I was going to have the technical abilities to do. I really have no IT knowledge at all. I mean, I only
Yeah.
really use my phone for my whole life. So getting on, like, a computer and learning how to use the computer was just, it's new, but it was a little bit intimidating. But I definitely was able to, it slowly walked me through it, and I was able to knock things out I didn't think I could do, and then I built more confidence from there.
You had that concern, you got through it, but like, what was that thing that you were like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead, even though I have these concerns, or it's not gonna work or not. Like, what was that thing that just went ahead and you're like, hey, I'm gonna decide to do this and pull
I
the
really
trigger?
My friend definitely had played a part, but one thing I didn't say is my friend had been telling me about that for like a year. So I had been listening
Ah,
to him for a year, and I always kind of put that in the back burner, and I was like, "Oh man, that's definitely an option," and then just go back to work. So when I got injured, and I was like, "Dude, there's nothing else that I can do." And then I found out that when I do the course, I will be building experience, and
yeah,
actually, like, it's similar to, like, putting, like a job on my resume. And you can actually, through the course, if you do some helping, you can actually put Josh Matacor's company on your resume for actual job experience. But my main thing was, like, I need things that I can put on my resume so I can get jobs, because what I have on here isn't working, and apparently what's on there is supposed to work. So let's see. And it
yeah.
worked.
Sometimes you gotta go for it. Like, hey, I got some
Yeah,
doubts, but you know what? This is better. This is a better chance at getting ahead than what I'm doing now. Like, I'm seeing dead
100%.
end. I'm seeing dead end status, and then over here, I'm seeing like a whole lot of light. you got to at least go for it. So that no, that's
Easy,
good
yeah,
stuff.
and all the
Yeah,
testimonials too. I think that's one really good thing is you can go and like actually watch videos, something similar to this of like people actually telling you their story. You can see what
yeah,
they look like. They're not anything crazy, Jimmy Neutron brainiacs. Like they're just regular people. They have their own slang. They talk their own. Everybody talks. Everybody's their own person, but
yeah.
somehow all these people found success with this method. So I was like, I'm not different than these people. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I'm
it.
gonna find success too.
Yeah, no, that's it, man. But that's how you have to have that mindset there for sure.
100%.
And how long did it actually take you to complete the course and then actually get that first role in the entry level help desk?
Yeah, so I was doing the course on my workers' comp, so this could be different from other people
Right, right.
because I was just doing it all day. Like I would
Yeah,
wake up, kind of chill for a second, and then by like 10, I was going like a work day. I was trying to do 8 hours on that. So it took me 2.5 weeks of doing that 5 days a week, chilling on the weekends and just grind it. And then literally 2 weeks after I finished the course, I had my certification. I was getting offers and getting job interviews and things like that. And I got the offer about 2 weeks after the course was finished. So yeah.
yo,